Guys, welcome to today's episode of the Corner Store. All right, let me stop. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of the Corner Store. It's your boy Joe Cadet. Good episode we have today. Good episode. We always have a good episode. I feel like I always have a good episode out for you guys. I feel like you guys are enjoying everything that I talk about, hopefully. But yeah, we're going to talk about last night's football game. We're going to talk about last night's basketball game. I'm going to kind of recap week one. I was supposed to do that a while back, but I'm going to kind of recap week one, preview week two. And, I mean, let's just get right to it. Let's talk about Thursday night football. Let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cincinnati Joe Burrows against the Cleveland Baker Mayfields. The Cleveland Browns won 35-30. Thursday night football. Cincinnati tried to make it a game in the end, but they were down by 2 scores. They made 1 score. Couldn't get the onside recovery to I guess make it even more interesting. I like what I saw from Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I am starting to think, and it's a small sample size, but I'm starting to think that the best prospect coming out of college football since, let's say, Peyton Manning. So I believe there's only been 2 who's risen to the from the expectations. Because I wasn't born during the time, but Peyton Manning was very sorted out. He was the best thing since John Elway at the time. And then since then, we've had a bunch of, great quarterback prospects. Let's say Sam Bradford. He didn't pan out to be the quarterback he was supposed to be. Another one could have been, I guess, Carson Palmer. You have mixed reviews on him. But I think the two prospects coming out of college who people were very high on that are actually going to work, that I guess was working out and could work out and is on the track of working out I should say, Andrew Luck and now Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is that good. Yes, it's only a 2-game sample size, but he really doesn't have anything on his team. His best receiver was shut down by Denzel Ward last night. AJ Green had 13 targets for only, I believe, 3 yards, 3 catches for 29 yards. He was Joe Burrow was making it like basically potato salad with no potatoes. That's what it was. But I like I said, I love what Joe Burrow did. Joe Burrow's for the future. I believe he's going to be great going down the line this season. A game to look out for is because I believe Tua will be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins. Let's say around week 10, week 11. So I believe week 13 they play each other. That's going to be a very interesting game because of it's look into the future, you could say. But I want to focus on the Browns. The Browns they got steamrolled on last Sunday from the Ravens, 38-6. And then the question was, are the Browns as good? We heard reports about Odell Beckham Jr. The Browns are trying to trade him, and the reports are true on that. The Browns are not done. I still believe the Browns are going to be a good team this year. The Browns, first of all, offenses take a longer time to gel. To gel. I'm gonna talk about it a little later when it comes to the Bucks, but the Browns are starting to get they're in their new offense with Shasansky. I hope I said his name right. Shasansky, which is a very run dominant, very running back oriented. He's a disciple of Gary Kubiak, so is run with you two, well, not two, but I guess in the Browns case, 2 running backs are your focal points, not really your receivers. But I don't really want to talk about that. What I want to talk about involves a very prominent media figure. I am calling out Colin Cowherd. Colin, I don't know you, But Colin, it is time for you to be on the hot seat. All of that junk you've been talking about with Baker Mayfield, it is time. Colin, I'm looking at you, man. Let me take the glasses off to make sure that people see me. Colin, it is time for you to, that energy that you have with Baker Mayfield, it is time for you to put that energy that you have with Baker Mayfield and put it to your quarterback that you keep saying should have been the number one pick, should have been the best player, not should have been the best player, is the best quarterback of that draft, Sam Darnold. I've been watching you, man. I've been watching you. You said Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen are better than Baker Mayfield. And now you've questioned his character, you question his everything about him. He's going on with his third offensive coordinator, his third head coach. You have not given him any type of, I guess, leeway, any type of excuse. But Sam Darnold, you keep blaming on Adam Gase. Sam Darnold's been with Adam Gase it's about 3 years now. He's been with Adam Gase 3 years, I believe. Where's that energy with Sam Darnold, bro? And I like Sam Darnold, but Colin, you gotta keep that same energy because Baker Mayfield is still doing well with all the changes that's going on with his team. He had Todd Haley. He had what's his name? I can't think of his name. Baldhead. He had him. The year after he had Coach Kitchens. Now he has Chesansky. Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson, is that his name? I don't remember his name. But yeah, he's had all those guys. Sam Darnold only had, Adam Gase? Right? Adam Gase has only been the only coach? Where was the energy? Last night, actually, speaking of Baker Mayfield, QBR of 98. You guys, watch, if you guys watch the media, you guys watch Undisputed, Skip Bayless, that's his favorite stat. A quarterback, the QBR, from a scale from 0 being the worst to 100 being the best. And Baker Mayfield was 98 on that scale. Beautiful throw. I saw beautiful throws he made to the touchdown to Odell Beckham. He made one to Kareem Hunt and the touchdown. Jarvis Landry for a couple yards. Baker is going to be all right. I like Baker. He's going to be all right. He just needs to get into the flow of things. That's it. But Colin Cowherd, this is the only time I put this on the show. Like, it was a good game, but it was like an game. But Colin Cowherd, it's time for you to put that same energy you have with Baker Mayfield. Talking about, this is not a leader I want. So someone that's talking back to the cops, all that. Colin, I hope somehow you watch this. I don't think you are, but I hope somehow you're going to watch this. Get that same energy you have for Baker. Give it to Sam Darnold. It's time. It's time. You have that same energy for Sam Darnold. Because right now, Baker Mayfield, I'm not going to say he's the best quarterback of that draft. I think right now it's Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, then Baker. Right? Yeah. Then Baker. And then you have Darnold and then Josh Rosen, of course. Because he's the bust. But Baker's far ahead of Sam Darnold. It's not even close. Baker's far ahead of Sam Darnold. That's all I wanted to say about that. It was a good game. The Browns, I still believe the Browns are going to be good. I think the Browns get the last playoff spot. There's still a lot of football left. There was a lot of hoopla from week 1 that I'm about to, rectify on here. So, next, let's talk about something that there's nothing I need to get off my chest. I've been focusing on week 2 that I need to go back to week 1. Let's talk about my Giants. They went up against the Steelers. They lost 26-16. And all I heard after, it was a Monday night game on ESPN. All I heard was the Steelers are Super Bowl contenders. The Steelers ramrodded the New York Giants. The Ben Roethlisberger looks awesome. You guys are watching the same game I was watching? The people in the media, were you guys watching the same game I was watching? I saw a Steelers offense that was rusty, crusty, and not knowing what to do. Their best running back got out due to injury, and James Conner. Yes. Benny Snell went for over 100 yards, but it was on like almost 30 carries. 30 carries. Yeah, okay. The Steelers defense would stop Saquon Barkley. Only had 6 yards. But who thought the Giants defense was going to be especially their front seven was going to be this good at the beginning of the season? Everybody has the Steelers defense as probably top 5. I think after watching that game on Monday, I think the Steelers defense will be fighting for the best defense in the league. I think they'll be the number 1 or number 2 defense in the league. I still have hope for Denver. I got them on my fantasy. However, Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not saying he's bad. But he did his job. He game managed. He got a couple touchdowns in there. I'm not gonna count the last touchdown. That game was over. But after all that stuff I'm saying, the Giants were still in the game. Had a ninth. Daniel Jones and company went down the field on 19 plays. Daniel Jones he's putting the Steelers in binds, man, by making them have to guard him. And he made one mistake. We was down 16-10. This man made one mistake. Instead of doing what he needed to do, which is, just, take the sack, live for another play. I think it was first and goal. Instead of doing that, my guy throws the ball up in the air. Cam Hayward intercepts it, and that's basically the game. But saying that the Giants got ramrodded and it was a disgrace, like the Giants are not going to be a good team. I think the Giants, after what I saw, I'm even more not even as a fan, as a person that watches football, understands football. I have a lot of hope for the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be good. I'm not going to say great. I want to say great, but the Giants are going to be good this year. First of all, the East. Let's talk about the East. The NFC East. It's the battle for the East. Right now, the Washington football team they're number 1 in the NFC East. The Eagles and the Cowboys are 0-1 in the NFC East. Eagles and the Cowboys have a high chance of going 0-2 in the East, where the Cowboys play the Falcons and the Eagles play the Rams. The Giants are 0-1. The Giants play the Bears. The Bears let a 35-year-old Adrian Peterson run all over them, 93 yards. Saquon Barkley, I believe he's gonna go off. If you have him on your fantasy team, Saquon Barkley will go off this Sunday against the Chicago Bears in Chicago. I love what the Giants. The only problem with the Giants, right? We still haven't rectified the Odell situation. What I mean when I say I love Sterling Shepard. I love Evan Ingram. Sterling Shepard's not the number 1 receiver. Evan Ingram, he was selling on Monday, man. This man dropping balls. He couldn't block for his life. He got exposed on Monday. Maybe it's because, it's his first game back since I think his season was over in November. So first game back since then, it's almost about a year. We need another number 1 receiver. That's our biggest thing. We need another number 1 receiver. Yes, the Odell Beckham trade. The Odell Beckham trade helped us defensively, getting, good key defensive young pieces. Well, I guess some of them because, the whole DeAndre Baker situation prompted the Giants, rightfully so, to release the man, to cut the man. But there's no guy. They're trying to make Darius Slayton the guy, but I don't think he's built for that, to be the guy. Like, a 3rd and 3, I need to throw it to you. Daniel Jones trying to make him that, but I don't think he's like that. So the Giants just need that. And then the Giants, secondary, it's a secondary. But then you got to look at this. DeAndre Baker, he had to get cut because of his off-the-field antics. Sam Beard opted out. Xavier McKinney, a rookie that we're high on. We were going to play the first game of the season. He's injured. He's not going to play until November. They say. A lot of injuries and basically tape on the backside. But I love the front side. Now I'm going to talk about. The news that came out this week. Saquon Barkley and pass pro. Tiki Barber called out Saquon Barkley. And I heard a lot of chitter chatter and saying, why would Tiki Barber do that? Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the league. First of all, Saquon Barkley is not the best running back in the NFL. I have Christian McCaffrey ahead of him. I have Ezekiel Elliott ahead of him. And I'm almost there with Derrick Henry. Almost there. Yes. If you want to highlight, Saquon Barkley is your guy. If you want to highlight. But that's not the only thing running back is. We live now in a society where, you just have to make a highlight. You're awesome. Just have to make a highlight and you're awesome. What about all the other stuff? What about all the stuff that are important but doesn't show up on the highlights? Like, as a running back, pass blocking. I saw it regular season. 2 years ago, I saw it Saquon's rookie year. I was like, okay, I understand it's a rookie year. He's going to fix it up. The disease of being behind a bad offensive line prompted him to be bad at pass pro. I understand that. I gave him a pass. Well, last year, ever since that Jamal Adams literally brought him back. And it wasn't even like, Jamal Adams is a great player. I believe the top 5 safety. But there was no effort shown from Saquon Barkley on that blow up. He blew him up. There was no effort. There was no resistance from Saquon Barkley. So I started thinking. I was like, maybe that's not his strong suit. But then I was like, okay, well, what about the other running backs? What about the Zekes? What about the Alvin Kamara? Even Alvin Kamara, he's a good pass blocker. Now defense is going to be like, let's bring 6, 7. Let's bring 8 guys to keep Saquon Barkley in the backfield because he's not going to pick up a block. And I want to be clear. I want to be clear about this. This is the first year after that first game. I feel good about the offensive line. The Giants' offensive line, I'm not saying they're great, but they're good. From what I was witnessing since back in 2013, it's been that long. It's back in 2013. I feel good about the Giants' offensive line. Yes, there's some stuff that we got to clean up, of course. I'm not saying that who's the best offensive line right now? The Kansas City Chiefs. But from what I've been seeing since 2013, this is the best offensive line the Giants have had. Guard play was good on Monday. Andrew Thomas was pretty good going up against a stud like Bud Dupree. Cameron Fleming, okay, he's okay. Not great, but okay. But the Saquon thing, a lot of people are trying to sweep it under the rug. But Saquon, this pass blocking thing is vital to the success of the Giants, because once Saquon is able to block his guy, they had to bring 8 guys. If they bring 8 guys and stuff, Daniel Jones, he can step in the pot. And Daniel Jones, I think he's top 3 accurate guys in the NFL. Give that man some time, and then greatness is going to happen. I'm going to talk later about my picks, but right now I just have to get it off my chest because a lot of people are talking about the Steelers and the Giants. The Steelers look like the best team in the league, this and that. I'm like, no, that's not the case. That's not what I saw. The Steelers are going to be a good team. But, okay, also, the Giants are my team, but I'm looking at them more. But what I saw wasn't a team in the Giants that was outmatched from the Steelers. I saw a team that big mistake that Daniel Jones did basically cost him the game. Other than that, the defense stood tall for the most part. The offense, for the most part, was running pretty well. It was basically a feast of famine with the Giants' offense. But I see a lot of good. and we're gonna be all right. I feel good about us. I feel good about the Giants. So now let's go to, I guess, the Fox calls it the America's Game of the Week. It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans won 34-23 against Tom Brady and them. Well, I guess the Tampa Bay Bucks, because I love their defense. I think this Bucks defense is low-key better than the Patriots defense of last year. That's me personally. You had the pass rushers in Jason Pierre-Paul and Shaq Barrett. You had Ndamukong Suh and Via. I think that's his name. In the middle for run support. Levante David is a beast. Devin White. Remember that linebacker, Devin White. Him, Devin Bush, and let's say I just had to Bobby Wagner. Him, Devin Bush, and I don't know. I heard about Queen last game, but Devin Bush and Devin White, those guys they're next. When I say they're next, they're next. But from Sunday, we saw in Tom Brady, we saw the good Tom Brady, we saw the bad Tom Brady, and we saw the man. This guy needs to retire, Tom Brady. But there's no need to worry. There's no need to worry. Well, what's that nice song? Don't worry about a thing. Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Hey, don't worry. Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. Like I said, going on with the Browns, offenses take time to gel. Especially you guys there was no mini camp, no OTAs. You guys had training camp, but it took you guys 2 weeks to get into training camp, and then no preseason games to get some things down in real life situational games. So your first game was the first time you guys are doing things like in basically real life. Like you guys are running plays in real life. The quarterback is actually live. Tom Brady is actually live. So I wouldn't look too much into that game. I mean, yes, it's a divisional game, game of the week, of course. But I wouldn't look too much into that game offensively as a Bucks fan. Defensively, you guys are there. A pick six happened. Another pick. So a sudden change happened. And look, that's 14 points. So 34 minus 14. 34 minus 14, that's 20. So 23-20. Those interceptions Tom Brady throws don't happen. 23-20. Bucks win the game. Easy as that. So don't worry, guys. Mike Evans is going to get better. Chris Godwin is going to get better. O.J. Howard is going to be on the right page with Tom Brady. Rob Gronkowski, this is his first game back in almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. Y'all will be all right. Y'all going to be all right. But let's talk about Alvin Kamara. Signed his contract on Saturday. And he was the guy for the rescue, to be honest, because Michael Thomas was getting shut down all game, basically. Drew Brees not really knowing his other receivers in a live game situation. The second most targeted receiver was Emmanuel Sanders with 5 targets. Technically the second most targeted receiver was Kamara. First was Jared Cook, but Alvin Kamara had 5 receptions, 51 yards. And then 12, this is a stat that really got me. 12 carries for 16 yards, where Latavius Murray had 15 carries. The reason why I say that's interesting to me is because of the fact that I've been a firm believer that Sean Payton does not trust or think of Alvin Kamara as an every down back. But now seeing that he has 12 carries, okay, I don't think he's a guy that could get 20. That should be averaging 20 carries. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think his body could endure that punishment, especially when he's needed out the backfield and he's so versatile out the backfield. But just seeing that they actually wanted him to run the ball, his first touchdown was a run up in between the tackles. So those are good signs. If I was a Saints fan, those are good signs. The defense is still great. I heard a sighting from Marcus Williams. I haven't heard that name since 2017. You guys know what happened then. But this game was more about the Bucs more so than the Saints. The Saints did their thing. Michael Thomas, he got injured, rolled up his ankle. Let's see how he is from Monday. Thank God they had the extra day because it's looking like he might play. It's a long shot, but he has a chance of playing instead of if it was, let's say, Sunday at 1:00. I know he wouldn't play. Now let's talk about something that. Let's talk about white Jesus, bro. Let's talk about white Jesus. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers went off on the Vikings this past Sunday. Why did Aaron Rodgers go off on the Vikings? I didn't say it. But a lot of people was like, "Oh, he's done. He's gonna get benched for Jordan Love." I didn't say it, but he told y'all. This is still his position. This is still his spot. This is still his job. Still his job. And if you guys have him on your fantasy, I not only expect, but I will guarantee he does not the same, but even better than he did last Sunday. So last Sunday for Aaron Rodgers, right? Last Sunday for Aaron Rodgers against the Minnesota Vikings, he went. Yeah, my notes for some reason is frozen. But yeah, he threw 4 touchdowns, a passer rating of about 100. And he, like, the throws he did, it's the throws. One of the reasons why I started loving Aaron Rodgers is I saw him make throws that I really haven't seen made in my life. I still remember it was a Sunday night game. I think it was against the New Orleans Saints. This guy threw a ball to Donald Driver. And the window, when I tell you guys, the window was this small, and he fit it in there. No wonder why Donald Driver has, like, I think all of his fingers are leaning to the left now. I don't know, but I'm just gonna go back to. I'm gonna go back to what's going on now. This weekend they play the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are without 3 of their starting cornerbacks. Jeffrey Okudah is one of them. Justin Coleman is another one, and then there's another guy. His name is kind of hard to pronounce. I really don't want to pronounce it and butcher it like terrible. However, so their top 3 corners are out. Devontae Adams went for 157. You have Marquise Valdez-Scantling. He went for a buck. I believe he went for a bill. And then you have Aaron Jones. You have Lazard. You have players like that. So Aaron Rodgers has all of his weapons. Has all of his weapons. I'm pulling up right now his stats from last game. So you guys know how dangerous he is. And this is with the starters for the Vikings. A Vikings defense, which I still believe is pretty good. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't want to say pretty good. I think the worst player on their team is not there no more in Xavier Rhodes, which is funny to say because Xavier Rhodes was the best corner. Well, he was in the running for best corner at the time. But Aaron Rodgers went 32 of 44, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. No intos. 90.5 QBR. That QBR is on a scale from 0 to 100, 72% completion percentage. So we have that. And to have 3 cornerbacks out, I would pick the Packers by a long shot. But the NFL, games where you think that it should be a blowout are usually the games that are close. So now I'm going to go back to the NFC East real quick. I need to elaborate on some of the things I was talking about with the NFC East. So, like I said at the beginning, I said Washington football team is number 1 in the NFC East right now at 1-0. They play the Arizona Cardinals this weekend. We don't expect, at least I don't expect, the Washington football team to stay number 1. Of course, we all expect the Cowboys or the Eagles to come out on top in the end, of course, but right now might be a little, I don't want to say tough, but right now it might be the crossroads of the season for both the Cowboys and the Eagles. Like I said, the Eagles are going to, well, they're not going to, but the Rams are coming to them in Philly, which is, I guess, a good thing. They're playing the Los Angeles Rams, which I saw last week. They look like the Super Bowl team. First of all, the Eagles are without their right tackle Lane Johnson, without their right guard Brandon Brooks, and I believe they're not there without their left tackle, so they had to move Jason. The only returners on the Eagles offensive line is Jason Kelsey and Jason Peters. So only 2 of those guys. It takes about 4 guys to block Aaron Donald alone. 4 guys to block Aaron Donald. You still have Michael Brockers, Dante Fowler still there. And let's talk about the receivers. Alshon Jeffrey's he's not a number 1 receiver no more. I don't think he ever was personally, but he's not a number 1 receiver anymore. So what Jalen Reagor? He's going to get locked up from Jalen Ramsey. So if I was a betting man, I'll put my money on the Rams. Now, a game to watch this week. The Cowboys. I like the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a good team. They made a lot of... I don't want to say they made a lot of mistakes, but I don't think the Cowboys overall are a better team than the... Sorry, guys. I don't think the Cowboys were a better team than the Rams. I think overall the Rams were just a better team than the Cowboys. With that being said, the Cowboys, your eye test tells you that the Cowboys are not there. Now that's what your eye test says. They're gonna play the Atlanta Falcons, a team that, when I tell you guys I'm off that bandwagon, I wasn't even on the bandwagon, but I'm off that bus. I don't think I'm ever gonna pick them. Matt Ryan is, you want to talk about a donut? I'm not talking about a donut as a 0, but a donut, you eat a donut is about 200 calories and nothing nutritional in that thing. That is what Matt Ryan is. Matt Ryan threw the ball for 450 yards. They added a couple touchdowns in the end, and they made the game against the Seahawks look close. But that, like I said, that's a crossroad games because you have teams, even though it's the NFC East and you could go 0-2, the Giants one year were 1-8 and they were 2 games out of first place. That was about 2 years ago. You could have a bad beginning as long as you pick it up, but I don't know. There's some things, especially on the Eagles side. There's some things that the Eagles can't really. The offensive line is going to be a big issue, and then we got to think about Carson Wentz and his injury factor. Will Jalen hurt? And there's a looming quarterback controversy on the horizon for the Eagles. So the Eagles and the Cowboys. The thing about the Cowboys that I feel like I'm rambling about the Cowboys because I really don't know what to say about the Cowboys because I don't know what there is to say about the Cowboys. The Cowboys, yes, they're supposed to be a good team. However, watching them on Sunday night is like, yeah, you guys are a good team, but I don't know what to put on it. But you guys are not there yet. That's me. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think about the Cowboys in that aspect? How did the Cowboys make you guys feel on Sunday night? Me, it was like, yeah, it's a good team, but yeah, it's a good team. I'm gonna shift gears, but before I start doing my picks, my week 2 picks, I'm gonna shift gears. I'm talking about the NBA right now because there's a lot of stuff in the NBA that's going on. Well, we had the NBA finals, NBA conference finals going on right now. The Denver Nuggets are playing the Los Angeles Lakers. I have the Lakers in 4. And then the Miami Heat are surprising the Boston Celtics so much that Boston was fighting each other. After squandering another lead. They scored 60 points in the first half, ended up scoring about, I think, 40 points in the second half altogether. Squandered both times, both game 1 and 2. Had the lead, had a chance to basically put the pressure on Miami, but were not able to. Boston taking bad shots in the end. First of all, Boston, I want to say, if you guys are back in that tied situation or down by 1 point situation, do not give the ball to Jason Tatum. Not saying that Jason Tatum is not capable of making the shot. What I want, like when I say don't give the ball to Jason Tatum, I think the better clutch shot maker on that team is Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, the most devastating step back jumper you ever see in your life. And for being such a short guy, he's just able to basically I don't know how to explain, but I like the ball. I like the ball in Kemba's hands instead of Jason Tatum, because I don't feel like Jason Tatum puts a lot of pressure on the defense. What do I mean by that? The game on Thursday? No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday night. The game on Tuesday night, he's just dribbling it up, just trying to do a little step back or his patented sidestep 3. No, like dribble drive, try and put a lot of more pressure on the defense to try and stop you driving, and then kick it out, make a fall away jumper, fade away. He has all that in his repertoire, but when the game's getting close, he just wants to dribble, step back 3. Like he wants to. It's kind of like a park. It's kind of like a park syndrome, I guess. Because I know me sometimes at the park, I just want to dribble, and then just knock it down in their face, spray it in their face, and that's it. Because I guess that's more entertaining to me, more entertaining to, I guess, the crowd that I'm playing around, which is not really a crowd, it's just my teammates. But I feel like that's his problem. I think Kemba Walker puts more pressure on the defense at that time situation, because he's driving in, he's gonna hit the step back, and like that's usually not. It's always water. But when it comes to the Celtics right now, the Celtics had turmoil after game 2. There's reports that Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown were shouting at each other. Funny because both guys missed crucial threes at the end. I guess Jaylen Brown missed the more crucial one, the one that was gonna tie the game for overtime. And there's that. They said Brad Stevens, smoothed out the whole situation. Everything should be fine now. They're preparing for game 3. When reading that article, those reports, the only thing I had to say was, I guess they don't have Kyrie Irving the scapegoat no more. I guess they don't have Kyrie Irving the scapegoat anymore. But that's besides the point. Game 3 is big. Game 3 is either going to determine what I predicted at Game 7, the Celtics win in 7, or the Celtics getting either swept or gentlemen swept in 4 or 5. The Heat are playing hard. The Heat, I feel like the Celtics sometimes when as they're playing the Heat and they start making their run, I feel like the Celtics feel like the Heat should give up. But that's not the case with the Heat. The Jimmy Butler DNA has been spread upon this team. Pause. Has been spread upon this team. And this team is just never say die. Like, this is the most consistent I've ever seen Jay Crowder in a playoff series. Bam Adebayo is like crazy. When I say crazy, good, he's like as a big man, controlling the floor. Only other person who could do that is Jokic. Jimmy Butler, of course, he lets his other guys eat, like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. He could shoot that thing. He could shoot that thing. I have no other words for him. He made this 1-3. He didn't even like fully follow through with the shot. He made it. I'm like, damn. Dragic. I said the series comes down to Dragic and Butler. Dragic is showing up. Butler, he's showing out at the end of the 4th. The points, you could have 24 and then 4 in the second half, and then you have 20 in the game. Jimmy Butler is having about 6 in the first half, finishing off with 12 points, but the 6 in the second half comes at crucial parts of the game. Dragic coming in at crucial parts of the game. That's why those guys are sticking out their chest when the going starts to get tough. When it's time to put them out. You have another dog. He hasn't even showed out yet. Tyler Hero. The Celtics are in trouble. The Celtics, Game 3, when I say Game 3 is a must win, Game 3 is going to be what could be a Game 7 to what's going to be a sweep. And that's all I got to say about that. And now, it's time. It's time for me to put in my picks. But before I put in my picks, I'm going to give you guys the top 5 games to watch this week in week 2. Number 1 game, Atlanta against Dallas. Like I said, very 2 unknowns, but Dallas needs this game very bad. What is Atlanta? You got Julio Jones, you have Calvin Ridley, you have Todd Gurley, Matt Ryan, a former MVP, going up against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a good team, but what are the Cowboys? I like the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are just a team, not like a team I'm scared, not like the Kansas City Chiefs. Another game, the number 2 game I want to watch, actually, the Denver Broncos going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Denver had a good game on Monday night going up against the Tennessee Titans. Drew Lock, he is the... Guys, Denver fans, you guys have the answer at quarterback. Drew Lock is the guy at quarterback. Colin is going to come back. He's going to be paired along with Jerry Jeudy. The defense is even without Von Miller, look very outstanding. Now they're going up against a Steelers team that a lot of people are calling Super Bowl contenders. But the Steelers, they have a lot of things to fix up. Okay, you could say whatever you want to say about the Giants defense and whatnot. It wasn't competition for them, which I thought it was. But now they're playing a real defense. What is Ben Roethlisberger going to do against a good defense? That's number 2. The number 3 game, I'll focus on. Got to go back to the NFC East. The Rams going to Philly to play the Eagles. I believe the Rams going to Philly instead of Philly going to Los Angeles helps out Philly because of the travel and all that stuff. But Aaron Donald, this man is a record. I was watching, like I said, I was watching film, I believe it was from last season. Week 1, they played the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers messed up a play, their own play, just to have 3 people to block Aaron Donald. Messed up their own play just to have 3 people to block Aaron Donald. You saw what he did on Sunday Night Football. Throwing 3 guys throwing 3 offensive linemen, picking up a 230-pound running back in Ezekiel Elliott and just throwing him like he's 5 pounds. Washington, the Eagles' offensive line gave up 8 sacks to Washington, with Chase Young, Ryan Kerrigan, the Allen brothers, the Bama brothers, I should call. That'll be my third game. My fourth game to watch. I'll give you guys a game just so you know, just to peek your head at. The Cardinals going against the Washington football team. Kyler Murray and his elusiveness out the pocket, but he wants to be a pocket passer. Going up against Chase Young, the Bama brothers, and Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, Ryan Kerrigan. That defense showed out. That defense held the Eagles in the second half to no points. The Cardinals, they had DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Larry Fitzgerald. What's going to happen? How is the Cardinals offensive line going to keep Kyler Murray upright with that defensive line coming at him? And then, of course, the number one game to watch this week, it's obvious. The New England Patriots going up against the Seattle Seahawks. The Patriots are gonna get tested. They're gonna get tested early. A lot of people want to say that Miami Dolphins were not a team for the Patriots to play. When I say not a team for the Patriots to play, like it's not like that team is not a team where you could look at the Patriots and be like they're great. They play a real team in Seattle. Okay, no 12th man, but it's still a crucial game. Russell Wilson, Bill Belichick echoed this. I've been saying this for a while now. Russell Wilson's the best quarterback in the NFL. Probably you could argue he's the best player, but I'll say best quarterback in the NFL. How is the defense going to defend Russell Wilson? But more importantly, how is Cam Newton and that offense? That offense is just not knowing each other. Just now starting to get real reps with each other. How is that offense going to play out going up against a vaunted defense in Seattle with Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, Shaquille Griffin, and the boys? That'll be a good game. But now, let's go to my picks. I picked the Cleveland Browns to beat the Bengals. They won 35-30. The Cowboys at home playing against the Atlanta Falcons. I have Dallas. I just don't trust Atlanta. I don't trust Atlanta. It comes down to that. The Buffalo Bills against Miami Dolphins. Buffalo. I heard Buffalo has their linebackers out, but I'm still picking Buffalo. It might be closer than a lot of people think, but I have Buffalo winning. The New York Giants going to Soldier Field to play the Chicago Bears. I have a bet on this. I'm picking the Giants. The Giants are going to go 1-1. Saquon Barkley is going to go for over 100 yards. I'll say 115 rushing. I think so. Denver against Pittsburgh. That's a tough game. It's in Pittsburgh. So I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh. Detroit against the Packers. Detroit, their 3 starting corners are out with hammy injuries. The Packers are gonna win easily. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going up against the Titans. Are you guys starting to believe in Gardner Minshew? That's why I have the Jaguars in an upset. And also, I have a video about the Tennessee Titans and their 2020 outlook. Go check that out. I'm going to put the video, I guess, at the end of this video. I'm going to put it somewhere here. I don't know. The Vikings against the Colts. I have the Vikings winning. The Rams against the Eagles. Yes, the Rams are going to Philly, but I got the Rams taking it easy. The 49ers against the Jets. This is what Deion Sanders would be calling a ain't nobody care game. 49ers by a lot. Colin Cowherd. It's time to talk about your boy. Sam Darnold. I gotta say. Panthers against the Bucks. Panthers had a good game. That's a tough game. That's a tough game to pick. I am going to go with The Bucks. I'm playing safe. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. The Cardinals against the Washington football team. I have the Cardinals. The Chiefs against the Chargers. Actually, going to be a good game, but I think the Chiefs pull it out. The Ravens against the Texans. The Texans don't know who they are. Deshaun Watson's still running for his life. Baltimore looks a little scary right now. Sunday night game. Patriots against the Seahawks. I think New England takes it in Seattle. Cam Newton, Bill Belichick says, up all y'all that don't believe in us. Patriots win, let's say 27-21. Last game, the opening of the new Raiders Stadium, the Allegiant Stadium, the Allegiant Stadium. I don't know what it's called. It's in Las Vegas. The Saints open up against the Raiders. I got the Raiders beating the Saints in a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be about 38, 35, or 32. 38-32. I got the Raiders winning. And those are my picks. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about everything I said today? I know I talked a lot. I think I rambled a lot. But what do you guys think, guys? Like I said, like I always say, I'm just trying to start the conversation. Guys, make sure you guys share this on YouTube and SoundCloud. Share this. Tell all your friends about me. I feel like I make great content. I don't feel like. I know I make great content. Regardless, guys, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for everything. This is Joe Cadet. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you like. And I'm just trying to start the conversation. Peace out, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll be back with my week 2 wrap up. NBA stories, week 3 picks, all that stuff next week. It's Joe Cadet. It's the corner store. And I'm out.